If you're not sure which helmet to get, I'd start with a... Hey guys, this is JP's LEGO Reviews. Today, I'm going to be comparing the LEGO Star Wars Luke Skywalker helmet to the LEGO Star Wars Scout Trooper helmet. Now, in this video, I'm going to be comparing the displayability of these two sets, how realistic they are, the value proposition of both of them, and the building techniques inside of these two sets. So, let's break it down. So, how displayable are these sets? Well, with the displayability factor, I have to really give it to Ty because they're both very displayable sets. They were intentionally designed to be displayed. And you can see that in the way that these sets have been constructed and manufactured. And they both look really good on display. And yeah, they're both really displayable. They provide the same experience and they're both very good looking LEGO sets for LEGO sets. Now, let's move on to the next criteria. And by the way, these two sets are on a tie right now. Now, let's talk about the realism of these sets. And the reason why I'm talking about the realism is because they are both displayable, but how realistic are they? And there's one part of the LEGO set that gives the winner to the Scout Trooper, and it's the yellow band. Now, if you could position it perfectly straight, I would give these two a tie, but because you cannot position it really straight, I've actually talked about it in my review if you want to check it out, then the Scout Trooper is the slightly more realistic LEGO set. And also, what makes Luke's Skywalker helmet not super realistic as well, apart from that, is just the way it's built. It looks good and it looks fine, but something about the Scout Trooper just feels and is more realistic. Now, let's move on to the value proposition of these sets. Now, what is the value proposition of these two sets right here? Now, what's important to note is the Scout Trooper has roughly 480 pieces and it sells for 90 Australian dollars, or I believe 50 US dollars. Meanwhile, the Luke Skywalker helmet sells for 60 US dollars or 100 Australian dollars, and it has 680 roughly pieces. But piece count doesn't actually mean everything here. And for what you're really getting as substance and as large bricks go, I don't believe the Luke Skywalker helmet is actually worth an extra $10 in either currency. So I have to give the winner of the value proposition to the Scout Trooper simply because it's just better value for money. Now, let's move on to the building techniques and how good is it to build this set. Now, which LEGO set has the better building experience? And the LEGO set, in my opinion, that has a better building experience slightly is the Scout Trooper helmet. Now, with the yellow kind of tube that you have to put in the Luke Skywalker helmet set, it's a bit finicky and it makes it less enjoyable. But apart from that process, the build's exactly the same. You start from the bottom to the top, but also nothing in both of these sets really gets too repetitive or too boring. And I have to give it to the Scout Trooper for a better building experience. Now, let's move on to my final thoughts on both of these LEGO sets. Now, what are my final thoughts on these two sets? Well, the Scout Trooper won the comparison simply because it beat the Luke Skywalker helmet in more categories. It's more realistic, it's a better value proposition, and the building experience of this is flawless. But which one would I recommend if you don't have either helmet? Well, if you're not sure which helmet to get, I'd choose the helmet. Not just because it's a year older, meaning that it could retire sooner, but it's also a normal LEGO helmet building experience. And also, in my opinion, this is the best looking helmet LEGO have ever produced from when they started making them to right now as I'm speaking. Like, there's no helmet that looks better than the Scout Trooper helmet. It just looks so clean. It's very realistic for what it is. And it's just a build that you're just going to savor and enjoy. But The Luke Skywalker helmet is also an interesting helmet as well if you're looking for something a bit different. It's not like the conventional helmets, and it doesn't pretend to be, but I really did enjoy the building experience of Luke Skywalker's helmet, and it was better than what I originally thought it was going to be. But if you were to get one and you have neither of them, then get the Scout Trooper. But if you have the money, just get both of these, because the other helmets that are out there are, with the exception of Boba Fett, far worse than the ones I have on this video. And that's actually about it. Now let me know down below what your favorite set here is. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button. If you want to see more content like this, then please subscribe. I hope you guys have a fantastic day and keep building.